Podcast. It's been a few weeks since I've made my last podcast video, but now it's a weird situation for me. I am home alone, so my husband took my kids to visit our summer cottage today. They went to our summer cottage, and I had a chance to make a podcast episode on my own without anyone at our house at the same time. I think I haven't done any podcast episodes without anyone being here, and actually I haven't been alone at home since last Christmas break, I think. So I have a few hours for only for me. In today's episode I am going to talk about my newest design, which I'm going to publish pretty soon after this making this video. And then I have that pile of knits over there behind me, which I'm going to talk about also. That pile is my still unreleased pattern. They are being test knitted or tech edited at the moment, so they will be live later in this summer or next fall. And then I have my pile of beanies, which haven't grown since I think I have shown those before in these episodes, but I have my beanie plans, but I haven't had time to cast on them yet. Then I have these skeins, which are these balls of yarn, these not skeins, balls of yarn, which I have ripped my shawl that I've shown you before, mainly because I didn't like the colors, how they went together, so I'm thinking something else with this mint green yarn. The light is pretty difficult today because it's weird weather. It was raining heavily this morning, but now the sun is shining, and it's difficult with me with that camera and the lighting, so it's difficult for you to see what's the real color in it. But anyway, it's mint green, and I'm looking for some colors to go with this, and I don't have anything with my stars. I thought that my navy blue would go with this, but it looked weird with this green, and it just didn't work. So I had to rip this the whole shawl, and I don't have anything to go with this, and actually I don't think this isn't my color at all. This is more of my color, but I only have these leftovers from another project, so now I'm thinking about what to do with this. But anyway, because I haven't made any videos in a few weeks, I think this is going to be a longer episode that I want, because I've seen that there are knitting podcasts that are long, but and if one has time to knit and watch them, the long episodes are really fun to watch. But at least for me, watching knitting podcasts and knitting at the same time, because I have 3 kids and three sons are interrupting me all the time. My husband is interrupting me, so I have like 15-minute periods when I can actually knit and watch anything. Of course I have evenings then, but usually when in the evenings I'm watching TV or Netflix or something like that with my husband, so so I don't have time to watch knitting podcasts in the evenings. So that's why I wanted to keep my podcast episodes also short, but I think it's not going to happen in this episode. Anyway, I've shown you at least this design before, but now I'm going to release it, and it's going to be live on Ravelry next week. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more about this design in this episode. It's Kolobok, as you can see. It's my series of 3 Kolobok sweaters that actually 4 Kolobok sweaters that I did in a row in this spring. And this is the 4th one. The first one is here. I'm going to show you it a bit more later in this episode, but it was my first one, but it's going to be released last because I had some issues with pattern writing, and it has 3 colors, so I had some issues with it, and because it's made of Letlopi yarn, it's warmer, so I thought that it could be postponed to the release of the pattern could be postponed to the fall, so it will be live then. But anyway, into this sweater. It's made of fingering weight yarn. It's Merino silk yarn. The main color is the main yarn is Cascade Heritage yarn. I think I have one skein left. I will order that. Yes, it's here. So it's this yarn, Cascade. Oh my God, you can see. Cascade Heritage Silk. It's it's Merino, 85% Merino superwash wool and 15% mulberry silk. So it's really nice to knit. It knits really knits up really nicely, and then I have this another yarn which was leftovers from my other project that I did years ago. So I used it as a contrasting color. It was also merino silk blend, and I think I have, this is my secret box, all my stash box. But I can't find the yarn now. It's anyway, it's discontinued yarn, but I wanted to use it because I don't for me, when I'm writing patterns, I feel that I should use yarns that are not discontinued, that are yarns that you can easily get if you want to make the same color. But for this yarn, but also I have this thing that I want to knit all my leftovers in my stash because it's ecological thing to do. I don't want to throw my yarn away, or like of course I could donate them for kindergartens or any places who would like to have any leftover yarns, but I also would like to use all my leftover yarns to in some purposeful way. So is that even a word? I don't know, but anyway, in some meaningful way. So that's why I wanted to use discontinued yarn here. But it's the uncommon thread yarn. I think it's Merino silk fingering yarn, but they have a substitute yarn for that, and I think it was called silky merino fingering. So almost the same base and almost the same yarn, but a little bit different. So I will write all the info in the details of this video, so you can find the yarns there. And then I have made also some colorful work here in before the hem ribbing starts. I wanted actually I wanted to do it because I had this yarn left, and I felt that this yarn is going to end, because I had exactly 3 skeins this heritage silk yarn, so I didn't want to go to this start this full skein with this project, so I used everything that I have with this yarn, and I used exactly 3 skeins for my size. And then I did some color work also to the cuffs. I made a turtleneck for this, or called polo neck in UK. You can like fold it like that, but this could be also done as a crew neck, because this is started from the top down. So you will first knit this collar, so it will be easier just to make a few rounds of ribbing, not so tall collar, so it's pretty easy to modify to the version where you don't have this turtleneck. And then I have made some short rows here on the neckline, just that it sits more nicely from the neck. So as you can see from the front, it's there is much less blue when the color work starts, but as you can see, the blue grows to the shoulders, and from the back there are more short rows there, so I've made the back a bit taller so the neck sits more nicely. Anyway, about this motif, I just started to draw some leaves, and when I first thought that I would only make leaves, so it would be simpler that way, but then I wanted to also make that block of flowers, because somehow the pattern just called it didn't fit, those leaf motifs didn't fit that nicely, so I decided to make also that flowers, and I'm really happy about that that I did that, because it's much more nicer that way. So this will be live on Ravelry. It's finger in weight, pretty fast knit, only 2 colors color work, and that's it. And my test knitters have made some beautiful versions of this. One of my test knitters kind of switched these colors in a way that she has the blue color as contrasting color, and the brownish color as main color, and it really looks pretty nice. Then I have one test knitter who did white, used white as a main color, and then I think it was bluish or something like that as a contrasting color, and it's really nice. And then there is one version in which this contrasting color is variegated in a way that it's making colored rose, so that's kind of interesting looking version also. So this is live in next week, and the pattern is called Cranesbill Sweater. So that's about it. And then a few words about those other knits that I have here in this pile. First about these beanies. Okay, I am making a collection of beanies to the next fall, but I have still plenty of beanies to make. These only three beanies I have made so far, but yes, there will be more beanies to come. I promise. There also will be some Kolobok beanies and at least one cable beanie, which I have an idea of. So just stay tuned with those beanies. Then about these sweaters that I have here. This is being test knitted at the moment. I think I have shown this when this was a work in progress. It's made of two yarn held together, knit together. It's mulberry sock yarn and woven kid silk case. And I love this texture. It's just, and I love this sweater. It's cropped version, so it's quite short, but it turned out to be perfect for me because I'm a little bit afraid of cropped sweaters because I have given birth to 3 kids, so my figure isn't that perfect anymore. So cropped sweaters are kind of difficult for me, but this turned out to be perfect. And I have some straight sleeves which are kind of puffed from the cuff, so it's perfect. I'm waiting to wear it, but I can't wear it until it's photo shooted, so so it has to wait a bit more longer. Then this sweater, Let Lobby sweater, which is going to be released in fall, August. In August, I think I promise I'm going to release. I actually brought, yes. My verbs aren't perfect always in English. So I was having a work trip in Iceland last October, and I brought the Let Lobby yarn from there. It was actually much cheaper there than in Finland, so I decided that I have to buy my Let Lobbies from Iceland, as they should bought from there. And then I was really inspired all the Icelandic sweaters that were in stores there, and of course nowadays there have been plenty of Icelandic sweaters, sweater patterns coming. So I was really looking of those sweaters and decided that I want to make my own, and because I don't want to knit other patterns that others have made, so I needed to make a pattern of my own. So I designed this motif, and this was kind of really hard. I think I ripped this yoke 6 times. First, I didn't like the original motif that I did made. I have saved my pictures that I drawn there, and I think someday I'm making another one in which I'm going to use those ideas that I originally designed for this, but I didn't like those first ideas when I knitted then. And then I also thought that there was too much rows in which 3 colors were used, so I wanted to keep this pretty simple, even it took 3 colors. I think there are 7 rows, if I recall it right, 7 rows with 3 colors. So at last I was really happy with this motif, and I'm really loving the versions that test knitters are doing at the moment. I love the color choices. Actually the sweater is looking different with different colors, so I'm really kind of happily following what kind of sweaters there are turning out to be. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about this anymore in this episode. I will talk about more about the inspiration and designing process of this sweater when I'm going to release it, but it will be waiting in this pile. Then I have this sweater, which I'm not going to open and show you more detailed, because I want to keep it as a secret at least to today when I'm releasing the test knitting of this sweater. But it's cables, and I'm going to just show you it like this. And there is a detail of the sleeve shaping and armhole shaping. As you can see, there are some increases because it's top-down sweater, but I don't want to show you more about this. It's worsted weight. It's made in Madeline Tosh vintage yarn, so it's pretty fast knit, even it has cables that look complicated, but if you are an experienced knitter, you can knit this without cable needle. You would only need cable needle for these cables, but I'm not going to talk about this more in this episode. Anyway, then I could show one work in progress that I have. It's here in my project bag, and it's this. This is yarn that have been waiting in my stash for how long? I don't. 4 years maybe. I have some yarn that have been in my stash pretty long, but for me it sometimes takes that the yarn has to be stashed quite a long time until I'm ready to knit them. But this is going to be a cable sweater. There is my cable needle. This is the best cable needle that I have. And actually, when I started this sweater, I did a tutorial video on how to do tubular cast on, because it's really nice and nice looking cast on. So you can find it on my Meiju Knits tips and tricks playlist on my on this channel. So if you want to look other tutorial videos, you can find them there. I'm trying to make tutorial videos on a regular basis, at least for those techniques that I use in my patterns. So you can watch there, but it's really nice. And I have also tubular bind-off video coming up, so it will be released pretty soon when I'm finished editing it. So this will be a cable cardigan. No, not a cardigan, pullover. It's kind of a honeycomb cable, but it's not the usual one. It's really nice to knit because the cable turns is always happening in the same direction. So it's really nice pattern, and really nice to knit. Then I have some other cables, and actually the side cables that I have here are a bit more challenging, and at least I am kind of watching it on which row I should purl and which row I should knit, but it's going pretty nicely. And it's raglan sleeves, so it's quite simple in the end. It's progressing slowly. I think for the past weeks I've been so busy with my day job, so my brain capacity is kind of in the evenings when I have time to write patterns. I haven't been able to do any heavy pattern writing because I have been too kind of stressed out about my day job. But I think it will be easier in a few weeks. And then I have my mystery knit along pattern, of course, in the pile of sweaters that are going to be photo shooted, because I haven't photo shoot my mystery knit along shawl yet, but I can't show you, of course, yet, because the mystery knit along is still going on, so I can't show you my shawl yet. And I also have the prototype of that mystery knit, so I have 2 shawls actually that are knitted with the same pattern, and now I'm knitting my 3rd mystery knit along shawl, but I can't even show you that because I will show you it later. That's about it. I have some big plans, but I don't want to tell you about those plans yet. I'm pretty happy about those plans and pretty I don't think I have adjectives in English for my feelings, but I think that I'm eagerly waiting what is going to happen in the future, and I am definitely going to tell you about my plans later, but I'm not ready to tell you yet. But the thought of those plans make me really happy. That's about it. I have been talking about some 30 minutes now, and if you have any ideas for what I should accompany with this color. Now it's better. Now you can see the color. Please let me know right down below. I have been thinking some rose light pink color with this, which is not my color also, but then I could donate this and give this shawl to someone, some of my friends. But I'm thinking I need 2 more colors with this, because the design that I'm thinking needs 2 more colors. So I was first thinking of some white and some black, but with this mint green, but I don't even have those in my stash, so, or some dark gray. But I should do some yarn shopping so I could finish my plans with this. That's about it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, press that subscribe button. I'm making more tutorials and more podcasts. I hope to make at least 1 podcast in at least every other week, but of course it always depends our family plans and everything. But thank you for watching, and hope we will see you soon. Bye.